Halton. Welcome to another episode of Healthy Minds, Healthy Lives. I'm your host, Nadirah Nazeer. Have you ever wondered why people would want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro? Well, we're going to find one of the story today from our guest, Antonietta Botticelli, who is the creator of Abotti. She's also known as the female version of Richard Simmons. Antonietta, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you. I can't wait to talk about it.
So let's dive in. Actually, it was a friend of a friend who mentioned you to me and said, hey, there is 23 women that's going, I believe, in September, and they're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
And I would like to know the backstory. Tell us how you came up with that idea.
Yeah, for sure. So interesting enough, I trekked in Africa before through a company called Rose Trek. And basically we went to Morocco and Senegal. So last time we went to Senegal, we trekked in the desert. Basically, it's like a race. They give you a map. We have a nautical plotter with a compass, and you need to navigate yourself through the desert of Africa, so through Senegal. And the team that gets to the finish line with the least amount of kilometers wins the entire thing. The first time we went to Morocco, we came in 10th. And the second time we went, we finished in 9th. So we were super, super proud of ourselves. And so basically, once we finished that trek in the desert, which was like pretty awesome, because all you saw was like sand dunes. It was so hot. You slept in the middle of nowhere. It was pretty cool. And while I was on the plane coming home, at that time, I had two other female friends. It was a group of 3 of us that did this trek. And I was flying home and I said, you know what? I go, wouldn't it be kind of cool in my head? I'm like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if I opened it up to more females, to do a fun adventure? And I was thinking about different places where we can go because I felt the power of empowerment. It was such a spiritual journey. I've came so far, especially with my own personal journey, which I'll share in a little bit. And I wanted the opportunity for other women to experience what I experienced because during this day and age, we needed to encourage and support one another to mentally get ourselves more stronger, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And I think that we are better together. So one of my girlfriends I was traveling with, I was mentioning it to her and she's like, well, I always wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm like, it's a good one. So I came back home and I'm like, would you climb it with me if I went? And at that point, I didn't think it would be so many women. I thought, let me just put it out there and let's see who bites at it. So I came home and I spoke to her and two other girlfriends of mine. And I'm like, hey, I'm thinking of possibly climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Like, are you guys in? And they're like, yeah, for sure. So on the phone, I spoke to my travel agent and she's like, can I come too? I'm like, are you kidding me? So we said, okay, so let's get a group of 8 women because that's the minimum you needed to get a private tour. And I put it on social media and I said, whoever wants to join us on Mount Kilimanjaro, come do it. We're going to be doing like a talk on Zoom so you guys get to know what's going on. And then, whoever is interested, let me know. So there was like over 50 women that jumped on the Zoom call, which was insane. And I needed a minimum of 8, the maximum of 12. We set a time and I'm like, hey, whoever sends me, confirmation is going to be joining us. And in 5 minutes, we sold all 12 spots. And we had a waiting list. So we decided to open up another group of 12. At the end of the day, 24 women are coming. The most crazy thing about this is women who are mothers, career oriented, female entrepreneurs, retirees, like everywhere, all walks of life are now come together. Do I know all 24 women? No, that's the power of social media. So I'm actually pretty proud of ourselves for opening it up to other women and having the opportunity for them to step out of their comfort zone and just do something once in a lifetime opportunity. So that's how it initially started. That's how the raindrop fell. But if you want me to dive into the journey myself and how that all came about, I can mention that too.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that you started with what you are doing, but there's always a story behind what
Yeah.
motivated you to do that. So
Mhm.
before I just one other comment that I want to make as female here, it is so important for us to empower others.
Mhm.
It is absolutely important for us to elevate, celebrate each other, and support each other because
Yeah.
I think there is enough space for all of us.
Yeah.
And I can't emphasize that enough. And I feel very blessed, very lucky that I have a very supportive female group of friends
Mhm.
that elevates, celebrates, and motivates me.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, this is your little village and you need that to continue progressing. And we do need each other. So I like your story about empowering other women and be
Yeah.
there for each other. Because again, remember, there is space for all of us.
Yes, there
So,
is.
so Antoinetta, so give me a little bit of the backstory here that led you to this
Mhm.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Mhm. So it's a little bit of a sad story, but it finishes into a happy story. I was in a very toxic relationship. I was married at one point, and it was very, very toxic. And throughout my 10-year, well, I didn't reach my 10-year marriage. Um, I was able to gain over 160 pounds. So I lost myself during that time. I didn't, you don't really know how toxic it is until you step out of that. It was emotionally, mentally, really toxic, and I completely changed. I completely changed the person how I was when I entered the relationship, and when I left, I was unrecognizable. So I got the courage to leave that relationship and started my journey on my own. And in 2016, no, actually 2014, I was diagnosed. Sorry, I ended up in the hospital. I was very close to going into a diabetic coma. I was a full blown diabetic. Typically, you should be sitting around 4 to 7 in terms of your glucose level. I was sitting at 33. So I lost my eyesight, my tongue was bleeding. I was just in an awful state. And I was really, 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 really close of just dying. So I was able to then start a wellness journey through the help of family and friends. And in 2018, I was no longer diabetic. I kicked diabetes to the curb. I got my life back. I was able to lose 140 pounds. And I was able to tie my shoes. I was able to walk. And so from that journey, so many things have changed after that. I quit my corporate job. I started my own business, which is a low impact group fitness. That's why I'm known as the female version of Richard Simmons. Essentially, I'm the you do you girl, and I offer a community and a space of no judgment. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but seriously, there is no judgment in this group. I'm a big advocate of that. I'm a big advocate of you do you. I'm a big advocate of taking your power back and helping as many people as possible. So that's what I do every day, and I was able to evolutionize myself to where I am today. And because of that, I was able to do my first 5K in the mud. If you guys not know what Mud Girl is, it's an obstacle course. And that's how I got my first ticket into Morocco. I won a contest through Mud Girl. And it was so scary because at that time I didn't lose all my weight. and I was afraid to climb through the mud and go through these obstacles. But I've been going there. I've been an ambassador of Mud Girl for the past 2 or 3 years. And we started off with 14 girls. This June, 162 girls are coming with me. So it just never ends, right? So I welcome everybody to like be the best that they can. And because of that, because I made a decision to take care of me, and because people have been so kind, I'm able to pay it forward by doing all these fun things and making sure everyone's feeling welcomed. A lot of people have been transformed through my journey as well, so which is pretty awesome. And I'm really proud of myself for developing a very infectious community. And we do so many fun things, like we go to Mexico, we're going to the Dominican, and it's just about feeling, it's very inclusive. When I say inclusive, like it's inclusive 1,010%. And here we are. Just by me saying yes to one little thing, my whole life changed. And so I promote say yes all the time, because you never know what life will, where it will lead. So that's where we are. So it's incredible when you think back and saying yes to ending the marriage, look what happened. Saying yes to taking care of yourself, look what happened. Saying yes to going to a scary micro obstacle race. I'm climbing a mountain. And that's where we are. Like, that's basically in a nutshell.
So, Antonietta, for our viewers out there, I love your energy.
Thank you.
Love your energy. It was so exciting that anything is possible. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's get into a little bit of the details. You say you lost 100 pounds or 160 pounds?
140 pounds. I lost over
140 pounds.
So let me put that into perspective. A supermodel is 100 pounds. She gets pregnant, it's 140. I lost a pregnant supermodel.
That's another way of putting it.
Yeah.
I like that, how you put this. So for the viewers who's listening to us, I like the fact that you were able to reinvent, transform yourself through self-love and self-care. So let's go a little bit in the details.
Sure.
What is the mindset you need to have, and what is it that you did to lose that 140 pounds? That supermodel that is pregnant. What did you do?
Yeah. So I was hungry. I was hungry to reach a goal. So what I did was I did short-term goals. So that was my success. So if I looked at the long-term goal, it's very daunting knowing that you need to lose at least 160 pounds. So it's very daunting. So what I did is I took it a week at a time and I made it fun for myself. What does that look like? So for example, let's say I weighed 212 pounds. My goal for that week was to hit 210 or 208 or my first 15 pounds. And that's what I focused on every week. And I just took every week as like the biggest goal ever. So when I lost that 1.2, when I hit my realistic weekly goal, it motivated me to keep going. So I self-motivated myself. That's what I did. So that's how I was able to lose that weight. I took it a week at a time, and that's what I did. And then eventually I got there.
Okay, so let's talk about the steps now. So I like the fact that you say you're taking into small pieces, little chunk. So that is easy. Because you mentioned you were diabetic. So what did you do? Change up, I'm assuming change of diet and exercise. So specifically, what did you have to change? What did you have to make sure that there's none of that in your kitchen cupboard or your fridge? Because you now have a whole new lifestyle. It's a lifestyle to be able to sustain it. So walk us through a little bit of your nutrition, your exercise, to be able to achieve those weekly goals.
Great question. I'm so excited. So the dark hours for me were between 6 and 11 at night. So between 6 and 11, I was able to masterfully eat everything in my fridge and in my pantry. So those were my dark hours. So I knew I had to do something to change that, because I wouldn't eat all day. And then from 6 to 11, I was home and I knew everything that was in the pantry in my kitchen, and I ate for 5 hours. And then I went to bed. So I knew I needed to tackle that. So funny enough, this is what I did. So I meal planned. So I followed a program, and what I did was I ate my breakfast, my lunch, I had my protein, my veggies, healthy snacks, and I meal planned through the week. So I got everything ready on Sunday. I labeled everything, and I was good to go. Between the dark hours, that was a challenging time. I knew for myself that I couldn't have temptations in my house. So I never bought it because I controlled my grocery cart. So what I did was between the hours of 6 and 11, I'm like, I need to keep myself busy. So you know what I did? I took on a part-time job that was at home. So from 6 to 11, I was working and I couldn't eat. I couldn't snack. So that's what I did. I did that for 3 months. I turned that into a habit, and now I'm totally cool. I don't have to eat for 5 hours between 6 and 11 because I was able to change my mindset. Now, in terms of activity, what I did was this is where people get, this is what hurts my heart when people try to start exercising and they go so strong really fast. I lost 100 pounds by walking 20 minutes a day. So no one can tell me that cleaning my house is not a form of exercise. It sure is. It's called squatting, picking heavy things up. Cutting the grass is like a HIIT class. Shoveling the snow is a strength and conditioning class. So, like, let's bring it into perspective. Do you know what I mean? Taking out garbage is like, it's another type of form of exercise. As long as we're moving, I started with 20 minutes a day. That's why I'm the low impact girl. I attract people that are starting their journey, and I understand where they're coming from. So I just want them to get excited because I'm a stepping stone. So, what I do, they're like, oh, now I can do another kilometer. There's so many people that have started with me that had a hard time walking their first 10 minutes. Now they're like doing 10-kilometer races. So, which gives me, I'm just so proud. And I just want everyone to know is like, start somewhere. I started, look at me. I did 20 minutes a day, and I used to be angry for walking 20 minutes a day. But the reason why I did is because a friend of mine was waiting for me outside. And so I had to do it. So I did it.
Accountability is key.
So
is
true.
Key. Because if you plan it with somebody, it's going to be hard for you to send that text that, sorry, I don't feel like it today. So you have to push yourself. So always find a walking buddy. And you know what I like about what you said is cleaning your house is a form of exercise.
It sure is. When you clean your baseboards, is that not a form of squatting? For me, it is. So yeah, come on, seriously, it's if you think about everyday practical movements, that is a form of activity, because then you're going to get yourself excited and motivate yourself. Be like, ooh, I can do this. And so, if you want to do your first 5K, you don't have to run it. You can walk it. I'm doing a half marathon in a couple of weeks. Am I going to run all 21 kilometers? No. Can I? Sure. But I choose not to. I've got 10 other girls coming with me, and we're just going to walk fast. So, yeah. So just the you do you philosophy is what I promote. And just let's be kinder to ourselves, and let's really think about that everyday stuff is a form of movement. So I'm a big promoter about that. So,
Antonietta, I want to go back to, because you say you were diabetic.
Mhm.
So what are the shift and changes did you make in your diet? What are you consuming now versus before?
Yes. So I was a carbohydrate addict. So I took a 2 or 3 year sacrifice, like I call it, and I eliminated that because I knew that I wasn't able to control it. So what does that mean? My parents are Italian, so every day they eat pasta. I eliminated that because I needed a jump start. If there was a table of carbs, I'm like, everybody move over. I got this. So I was a carbohydrate addict. So I eliminated that because I knew for myself, I had to ask myself really hard questions. What did I need to succeed? And what I needed to succeed was a clean pantry. And what does that look like for me? I can't have bread because I can't just have one slice. My neighbor actually held my loaf of bread because I had to knock on her door and she would just give me 2 slices. Isn't that hilarious? And so So, I stayed away from all that stuff. And from me taking that away, allowed me to gain myself back. I can have pizza now, no problem. I can have one slice and that's all good. I don't need the whole, the whole pizza. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm able to do that. And another thing too is I changed my mindset. And how that happened was when I would walk, I walked at 6 o'clock in the morning for 20 minutes from Monday to Friday. And then I became, mentally stronger. I'm like, I can do it. I can do longer. So I'm like, well, I have to leave at 5:30. So now I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I'm outside. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, nothing. I never miss a day. The last couple of years, I don't need, like before COVID happened, I did a 5:30 walking group every morning at 5:30. It doesn't matter the temperature. My lashes would be filled with frost. It was great. So anyway, so now things changed over that, and I wake up at 4:30 every morning. Even though I do over 100 classes, I instruct 100 classes, over 100 classes a month. I still wake up at 4:30 every morning and I hit the gym because I gotta get ready to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So it's easy for me to wake up at 4:30 and go to the gym. I don't need anybody there. It's incredible how my mindset has changed. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll wake up at 4:30. I gotta do that. And then I just do another class. It's crazy.
And how many years has it been since you transformed yourself?
How many
years has it been since you transformed yourself?
Great question. So I started in 2016. I lost it at 2018, and I've been maintaining since then.
But for maintenance, for our viewers out there, it's all about a lifestyle. You can't do this quick diet. You have to create that lifestyle. You have to be able to your point, you shift how much you're walking every day, getting up early. You have a studio now that you can help others. And you also change when you're eating and what you are eating.
Yes. So now I do an 80-20 lifestyle. I'm a plant-based athlete, which gives me the stamina. And I do follow a weight loss program, which is called P3 Weight Loss Experience, which I'm a part of, and it's plant-based. There's 3 different types of components to it: mindset, activity, and nutrition. And so since I was able to change the 80-20 plant-based diet, I feel like an energized about it. Like I'm like, I'm good. I wake up at 4:30. I don't go to bed until like 10:30. I start the day over, and the stamina is crazy. I'm able to maintain it. It's great. I'm excited. So every day I wake up, I'm like, ooh, what's today's adventure? And that's how I see life. So it's totally different. Before I used to hide in the house. Now I'm like, let's just do everything.
I like your positive energy, and hopefully that's an inspiration to a lot of people that are watching the show, and to see that anything is possible.
Yeah.
So you can lose 140 pounds and you can maintain it to the lifestyle, but it's still with a mindset. You need to want to do it. And I know I talk about that every Tuesday on my show. It's about making that baby step. You don't have to try to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. You can just step outside your house, walk down the driveway, walk down the street on the first day, and eventually up that. And I'm a big proponent of keeping active and healthy eating. And I like your 80-20 rules because I'm a foodie. Personally, I'm a foodie. I love my food. So 80% of the time, I'm eating very healthy, fairly clean. 20% of the time, I'll be honest with you, I'm having that cheesecake, that carrot cake, the bread, the cheese, and the fried chicken.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with fried chicken.
I get it. Yeah, 20% of the time. Yeah, like I'm line dancing tonight and we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, and nachos and salsa, here we come.
And what's the age group of the ladies that are going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro?
Great question. So 40 to 65.
That's beautiful.
Like, isn't that crazy awesome? Yeah. So it's incredible, and I am just so proud of them for saying yes And we're so excited. We are training. We have been training. We're all getting our gear ready, all shapes and sizes, all different statuses. Doesn't matter. Somebody with red hair, blonde hair. Oh my God. It's amazing how these 24 women have come together, and we are just so proud of us, and I'm so proud of them, and I can't wait to summit with them. It's just going to be great. I mean, Kilimanjaro is no laughing matter. Like, let's be serious. And because listen, there's 8 days of no showering. Does anybody ever tell you that when you climb Mount Kilimanjaro, you don't shower for 8 days? So,
And I think that's the easiest part. I'm pretty sure there's a
yeah,
that's the easy thing there.
exactly.
So we have a few minutes left on the show, and it's what's really nice here is that you can continue transforming yourself at 40, 50, 60, and that's such an inspiration for all these women that are climbing Mt Kilimanjaro. So it's never ever too late to transform yourself and have a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
3 top advice for our viewers about what they can start doing now. 3 things to transform their life, because I think you have such an inspirational story.
You're so sweet. My 3 things would be: move every day for at least 20 minutes, whatever that looks like to you. Increase your water. So if you increase your water, that's a big thing. And make sure you sleep.
Thank you so much, Antonietta. I think that is such an
pleasure.
inspiration with everything that you're doing. I love your energy. I like the fact that you've created a studio for low impact workout, but who wants to go to the gym and start lifting weights? But you were able to transform yourself with the simple little changes that people can do on a day-to-day basis. And
Yeah,
again, it sounds like if you just deep clean your house on a regular basis, that's a form
that's
of
it.
exercise as well too.
It
But
is.
I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. And for our viewers, we'll have the information there for you if you want to go check out the studio. If you ever want to go climb Kilimanjaro the next time, she's your girl. She is your girl, and you can go with her.
Thank you.
And I love your positive energy. So thank you so much for coming on the show today. And for our viewers, I'm always looking forward to bringing you more information on health and wellness. Until next time, I just want to say, stay positive and start believing.